All right, hello wine drinking people. Today is Saturday, the 19th of April, and we're going to call it Italian Wine Week here. We just took down a bunch of Valentini, one of my favorite wines that nobody knows about here last night, Killer Juice. And speaking of Killer Juice, we've got one of my favorite producers' wines here today on this offering, and I'm glad to see Antonio Galloni's reviews of the Vineyard del Sorbo, which to me is the single greatest wine made, with the Chianti Classico title on it. You know, this is the work of Giovanni Minetti and his family. Well, Minetti Tile, they made their money somewhere else. But, you know, this is a family that could have went out and bought wineries all over Italy. But instead, he said we were going to have one winery, Fontodi, and we were going to make the greatest Chianti Classico in Tuscany. And they've achieved that with the entry-level Chianti Classico. I don't want to call it entry-level because, you know, this is a winery that in a great vintage like 1997 decided we're not going to make Chianti Classico Reserva. We're going to put all the juice into our Chianti to make the greatest Chianti Classico, which I think they've achieved. It's 100% Sangiovese. Some of my favorite Chiantis are. The Sorbo is a single vineyard wine, which has 10% Cabernet Sauvignon in it. And the Cabernet does not overwhelm the Sangiovese in this wine. It adds a little bit of structure to it, and we've got Vineyard del Sorbo all the way back to 1995 on this offer. Actually, I think there's a wine or two older than that that are still available from Vinifera, and these wines all came from our distributor, Vinifera, which only brings in Italian wines, and they control the whole chain of distribution. They've got a huge warehouse in Ronkonkoma, New York, where they keep everything temperature controlled. When it gets to the warehouse here, it's in temperature controlled shipping, temperature controlled trucks when it's delivered to us. So this is one distributor. I never worry about old product because the old stuff is always good. Hey, you get a bad bottle here and there, that's corked, but that is just the nature of the beast with cork finished wine. This Vineyard del Sorbo, like I said, a little bit of Cabernet in the mix, but you know, Cabernet sometimes can overwhelm the Sangiovese. This does not. This wine has an incredibly dark color, very rich, a lot of fruit, but a lot of nuance and earthy tones that you get from Chianti Classico, from Tuscany, that sage, that underbrush, and some nice spice from the oak. They use new French barrique in this wine. The top wine they make here, Flaccianello. This is 100% Sangiovese. You could call it their flagship, but with the reviews that Galloni just gave to the Sorbo, I think this wine scored just as high as Flaccianello did. Most of these reviews, the 2010, 98 plus points. Hey, you can't drink points, but you are going to pay for it. And this is one of the few wines you're going to buy that's less than $1 a point at over 98 points. The Flaccianello, like I said, their flagship wine in 06 scored 99 points on the Spectator, yada, yada, yada. These wines always get great press. But the great thing about them is everything in the line is great, from the Chianti Classico, which is just $30 and change, all the way up to the Flaccianello, which is $130 and change now. They also make the greatest Syrah in Italy, one of the greatest Pinot Noirs, if not the greatest Pinot Noir. Well, Hofstadter may be a little better, but a great Pinot Noir. The best Pinot Noir from Tuscany, and everything in the lineup. Their Vinsanto is spectacular. Check it out. I've included everything on the offering here from our friends at Fontodi. I'm your host, Andrew Lampasoni, signing off for the Wine Watch, saying, remember, always drink the good stuff first.